Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave, and today we're going to talk about all kinds of things. And apologies for forgetting completely about daylight savings time, which happened last week in Ireland, as I think Marcia said in the comments. How are you all tonight? Thanks so much for joining me. Beer is ready. Tonight we are imbibing Samuel Adams Boston Lager. So let me know your thoughts on this. I've drank it a few times, and today will be another time. So cheers to all you. All right, so we're in. Uh, Good stuff, guys. Thanks again to all of you for joining us. I just realized half of the pictures I wanted to import have not come over. So I'm going to have to try my best to do this while we get set up here. Hey, Scott. Hey, Phil, Mark, Marcia. Who else is here? Other Scott. So both Scots. You guys are nice and early, so thanks. Although it might feel like you're late. So apologies for that. Yeah, it blows my mind that we're not all across the world on the same page when it comes to changing the time. Uh, that is crazy. Nicholas, nice to see you there. Thanks for joining us. So look, as usual, we're going to talk about guitars and music and all kinds of things. We've new music from the likes of Green Day came out this week. That was cool. We have a new guitar for who was it? It was Jim. What's his name from My Morning Jacket. Really cool. ES 335. If you're into like 1970s walnut guitars, so we'll show a picture of that. I'm sure you've seen it. Hey Al, nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us once more. And yeah, let's just kick off our 2 hour session of chatting and having guitar questions and stuff like that. If you've anything specific to ask, pop it in the chat there. No problems. I'll do my best to give you a good answer to as much as I can today. There's stuff coming. I'm not sure. I heard that there was a bit of a delay to some announcements, but I believe the next couple of weeks we will have big announcements from Gibson and Fender. So keep an eye out for them. And PRS has been quiet lately. That won't last either. So that's all I know. Hey David, nice of you to join us. Thanks for popping by. So question of the week, and this is a question will probably be debated. Everyone's going to have a different answer. What is the best debut album of all time? Rule out EPs, rule out singles. What's the best debut album of all time? A bit of a music one rather than a guitar one this week, so I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. And I'm going to be looking out for band titles like Cows in the Shower and so forth, the names that were thrown up last week. So hopefully I'll spot the fake bands. But that's what I want to know what you think this week. Let me see. We're on 6 likes already, guys. Thank you so much. That means a lot. It means you guys are cool. Hi, Michael. Thanks for joining us. And what we're going to do is if we get to 30 likes over the entire stream, that's when I'll tell you what I think is the best debut album of all time. Although you may have an idea if you've watched a lot of my videos. So let's get through with this. Grim, nice to see you. Grim Artist. And 10 by Pearl Jam is a stunning album. Absolutely. No doubt about that. XMG, thanks for coming back. Thought they'd cancel the clock going back thing until you arrived late at work. That happens every year. Every single year I'm hearing, oh, this is the last year. We're not putting the clocks back anymore. And then it still keeps happening. So yeah. I don't think you'll be the only person who arrived late to work for that, to be honest. All right, let me try and get some pictures up that I want to see if I've imported these ones. Not that one. Okay, right. Give me 2 seconds. I want to just see, can I get this other one? I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. Um, so let me see. Let me remove that one anyway. There we go. We don't need that one just yet. Which one's this? That's that one. All right, cool. So we will definitely get into a couple of stories and things later. Oh, that's right. I need to upload one more picture. So yeah, pop those answers in the comments or in the live chat there, and say questions and stuff like that as well if you have them. We'll see where we're going. How's everyone's week going so far? Mine hectic, getting a bit better. I did get a video out this week, which was a surprise to me, if no one else. So yeah, what do you think of that as well? The Murphy Labs version of the 1979 Adam Jones Les Paul Silverburst thing. I don't understand it, to be honest with you. If you haven't seen the video, you should definitely watch it. It's very ranty and like, what the hell are you doing, Gibson? And look, as somebody I believe commented, the um, it's capitalism. They're selling guitars because they can sell them. They have a market for them, so good for them. But how about appeasing those of us who want guitars that are not $10,000? I'm working on a video about $10,000 guitars. That should be up hopefully next week sometime. Where's this picture I'm looking for? Damn it. If I knew what I called my videos or my pictures when I downloaded them, it'd make it easier to find them when I need to. I think I may have deleted it already. Yes, I did. It's been one of those days, so I'm telling you. All right, so let's just cancel that. So it was just the ES335, the one that came out the other day, the Walnut 335. Is it a regular production or limited? I believe it's a limited run. So if you want one, you better find $3,500 somewhere quick. So John, thanks for that question. That's a good one. Yeah, I believe it's a limited edition, small run. So I don't have specific numbers, but I definitely think I don't know how big demand is going to be for that one, to be honest, because walnut is a required taste or acquired taste, whatever that saying is. But I like it. I dig it. I think it's very cool. Yeah, definitely not huge numbers in that one though. Let's have a look at some of your answers here. Scott Bogfoot with great debut albums: Bare Naked Ladies, Gordon, and The Doors. Pretty good ones. Derek and the Dominoes from Al. David Daly says, got to be Appetite for Destruction. You know how I feel about that album. Seminal moment of my life when I heard that. Pearl Jam 10 gets another vote, and you can't argue with Pearl Jam, honestly. My first time ever listening to Pearl Jam was at a light show that my cousin brought me to in Houston, Texas. I'd never heard Pearl Jam before, and we were in this, light show, laser shows in the what do you call them, auditorium thingies, planetarium things. And yeah, I walked out, but like, I think I'm like the biggest Pearl Jam fan in the world now. That was amazing. I was 16 or something at the time, so there you go. Marcia was going to say Appetite as well. Absolutely, it's a great album. I mean, I can't fault it, and we'll get into my thoughts about it later. Travis is saying so many. Nice to see you again, Travis. By the way, you're going to show your age and say Rubber Soul. But there are so many that one could argue for, and I would agree with. Well, yes, Rubber Soul is a fantastic album. No doubt about that. I was kind of obsessed with it when I was in school. Rubber Soul, particularly in my later, like getting into starting to play guitar years and stuff like that. Like my later teenage years, I was pretty much obsessed with Rubber Soul. That was the greatest thing ever. How are you defining a debut album? Do Audioslave's first count, whereas they have put out albums before with different bands? So just debut albums collect like together. So in Audioslave, it would be is it Cochise, their first one? That's a great album. That is an absolutely killer album. Their first one though. Yeah, that was great. Chris Cornell just blew us all away. He was fantastic on that album. And David Daly with Gibson haven't given a monkeys about their customers since 1961. I think there was actually, I hate to correct you, David, but I think there was actually a month in 1987, just like between March and April, they were quite customer friendly in that month. But since then, probably not. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. We'll talk about Gibson at some point down the line in terms of where they're going and what's going to happen. And I'm trying to find out a little bit of information from people connected to the company and so forth. When they were taken over, Mark Agnesi was hired, and everyone spammed him on Twitter saying, "Get them to fix that Epiphone headstock." And then they did it. It was like, oh, they're listening to us. what the hell? But then they have meetings, and you guys work in jobs where you have meetings with people. You know that 99% of the time, nobody's interested in whatever's being said. And the rest of the time, like where there's 1% interesting stuff, sometimes people are just like so jaded with whatever nonsense is being gone on about. Or maybe that's just at the evil corporation where I work. I don't know. But I should really stop saying that on live streams because somebody from the evil corporation might stop by and then I'll be in trouble. So cheers. Let's hope YouTube works out. Um, just in case anyone missed it, by the way, and you were wondering, the beer today is Sam Adams. First had this beer, I believe, in, I want to say New York, but it may have been California. I can't remember. It was one of those two places, and my local supermarket carries it the odd time. So I picked it up this evening because they had sold pretty much everything else. So there you go. So anyway, let's have a quick look here. Where are we? Yeah, we were talking about Gibson. Yeah, I'm doing a deep dive into Gibson and where they're going. I'm trying to find out more and more information when it comes to where they are going to go, what their focus is. I think they're going to get it right. The guys there, they're good guys, the people. They're guitarists at heart. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So David, I appreciate your comments there. Travis, you're saying you missed a question. You missed. Oh, I read the question. It's AFD. AFD is, of course, appetite for destruction. Just in case anyone's not aware, of course you are. You guys are the smartest people on YouTube. But it is. Look, we're only on 18 likes. Once we hit 30, I'll tell you what my favorite debut album of all time is. I will say this. You guys are mentioning great albums. And David Ruiz has mentioned another one. Boston's debut was awesome. Boston is one of those bands that I think a lot of people don't know that they know. And then they hear them come on a party or on the radio or something and they're singing along. So they're a great band for sure. Travis, we should probably give, or Marsha has said, sorry, we should probably give bests for each decade. Rubber Soul is amazing. The Beatles are still listened by every generation. So you're not dating yourself. That's true. The Beatles have never been unpopular. I'm pretty sure kids today are still listening to them. Not long before watching this or coming to be live here, I was watching some YouTube video about what you call it, bass lines on While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Very interesting stuff. Who played the bass on it? Some people say Paul, some people say John. Paul could just come out and say who played bass on it. God damn it. Apparently there's a Fender 6 on it there. So, the Beatles apparently collectively owned a bass 6. That's something I learned today. So, anyway, and they were talking about Eric Clapton doing his solo and stuff like that, which everyone knew that, right? That Eric Clapton played a solo on that song. And then he swapped wives with George Harrison or something for payment. It's whatever. David, as much as I hate Gibson, the company, I can't stop picking up their products. Should be picking up a Gibson USA 2019 Les Paul Junior Tribute DC in blue stain via a trade next week. Very cool. Yeah, I feel the same. Like I get frustrated with Gibson, and I was talking about this the other day with someone. Like I love Gibson. I want them to succeed. I want them to be the best guitar company out there is, because when I got into guitars, like they were the guitars all my heroes were playing. So they're my kind of go-to company. However, they just piss me off so much by doing stupid things that I'm really like, why are you doing such stupid things? Like I've no problem with them releasing a second version of the Adam Jones thing. I actually think, okay, good for you. Sell another 80 at 10 grand. Perfect. But before you do that, just pretend you're interested in those of us who want to spend 700 on a guitar or 8 or 2,000. There's people there in that market that will buy a lot more guitars than there are people who will buy $10,000 guitars. And people are buying them just for investments now. People are like, oh, this is the new Adam Jones is coming out. Well, I'm going to buy it because there's some on Reverb for 25 grand. And then the fans who actually want one, who have made millions of dollars trading Dogecoin in the last 2 years, those people exist. They can't, because these guitar investors are buying them to put them up on Reverb in a couple of weeks. There's a couple of already appeared on Reverb. I saw one today. It was like 14,000, I think. of the B2. So I didn't even know people had received them yet, but there you go. There you go. Nicholas makes the very, very true point that Vedder's voice is unreal. Eddie Vedder's voice has always been unreal. It's never been bad. He is one of the best singers to come out of anywhere ever. So, yeah, him and Chris Cornell was like unbelievable. And Phil, you are saying pronounce Lynyrd Skynyrd. What a band! What a band they were. All right, let me see what we've got. Okay, I'm already. This happens every week, guys. I'm already behind on the comments, so I do apologize. But yeah, look, we're 17 minutes in. We're not doing too bad. 21 likes, 9 more, and I will tell you. So if you haven't subscribed and you haven't hit the like button, you got to do it. As I said in my video, 80% of people who've watched more than one video are not subscribed to the channel. So I know everyone commenting, you have to be subscribed because I'm evil and make you be subscribed to comments. So appreciate your subscription and your comments and stuff. But yeah, if you could hit subscribe if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, do it. It's worth it. You get notifications and 5,000 subs. We're giving away a free guitar. We're only 500 away from that. So I'm going to give away a very, very cool guitar, and I'm going to reveal what it is. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll reveal what the giveaway guitar is when we hit 4,750. So there you go. We got to get 250 more people to find out what the guitar is. How's that? So tell your friends, tell your family, pay them to subscribe, do whatever. It's all good. And don't forget to come back every Saturday. Chord Dave Live, right here. Let's jump back in because I'm even further behind. So, XMG, you're very disappointed with the new Epi through neck Firebird. No consistency in the construction. Maybe they've overreacted themselves, overreached themselves with QC maybe, or overreacted themselves with QC. I haven't actually seen anything about those. So I haven't, but I will take your word for it. That, yeah, I mean, consistency, a Gibson company, QC issues. It's what we've come to expect, isn't it? So, I mean, I'd say the good ones are really good, and the bad ones are firewood. So there you go. Robert, for us oldies, Led Zeppelin. That's not too old. What is it, like 70s, early 70s? Yeah, Zeppelin, just Led Zeppelin is a fantastic album. Go back to that time and time and time again. The entire, I'm not going to say the entire Led Zeppelin album collection is like on constant rotation, but 1 to 4 is. Physical Graffiti gets quite a bit of play as well for me. But mostly when it comes to Zeppelin, is Zeppelin 2? Zeppelin? Led Zeppelin 2, that's my favorite Led Zeppelin album. Did a video about it about a year ago, maybe more than that now. And some people agreed with me and some people did not. But that's YouTube, so that's how it goes. Whoops, versus budget expectations. Rumor has it that Harley Benton have something on the way, fingers crossed. Harley Benton in terms of a Firebird, because yeah, if that's true, I'll pick one up just for the crack. Have a look at it on the channel here. Matt Von Bosch, thanks for joining us, Matt. I haven't seen you in the comments here before, so you must be new. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate you for coming. Scott, the best debut album of all time is Van Halen by Van Halen. Hey, I said no made up bands. Come on, what are you doing? Just kidding. Just kidding. That's a great album. Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, 110% from XMG there. To be honest, I spend most of my time in meetings playing guitar. Long live work from home. Yeah, that's what this is for. It's still here. It's still got its original pickups. And despite the fact that I have other guitars in close range, my Epiphone Muse Les Paul is a little bit further away. The new Squire Telly is just over there. The 3-chord Dave Custom Gibson is over there. And then 2 more in the next room. 3 more in the next room. Yeah, they get noodled with throughout the day. However, I'm now in a team where I'm more... I've moved back to a space where I can't because I can be heard. Not all the time, but like I can be heard and seen a lot more. So yeah, dang it. But David, that's what I used to do as well while I could get away with it. And Scott, you're saying inflicted by Cavalera Conspiracy. All right, well, I'll need to check that out for sure. Tomorrow morning, I'll be looking at it. So You better hope it's a real band. I'm just paranoid now after last week. Hey Todd, thanks for joining us. Todd Moore, you're here and you're late. Oh my God. Well, don't worry about it. I was late too, apparently. So not really, but daylight savings time happened, and people weren't informed of that, and I forgot about it. So, um, oh God, you're saying you may have to leave early. Serious family issue. Prayers are appreciated. We hope for the best. Absolutely, we'll hope for the best for you, Todd. Appreciate you stopping by. Take care of your loved ones and everybody. Hope all is well with you, and please, please know we will be thinking of you if as the week progresses. Ernie, you're saying L.A. Guns. I have my issues with LA Guns, but all right. Black Sabbath, great album, absolutely. Friday, April 13th. It's the most religious album, or it's almost a religious thing for me personally. Black Sabbath, I mean, they were great. They were just, can you imagine? I mean, I wasn't there when like a Black Sabbath broke through, but I imagine they scared the ever-loving shit out of people, and in a good way. But like I imagine there were people who were like, oh my God, that's what the hell is this? But they were sneaking in to listen to it again later. I feel like that's what was happening. And the same with a lot of the bands that have been mentioned here, to be honest with you. They were so breakthrough, so groundbreaking. I believe actually Sabbath got a bad review for their first album from the Rolling Stone. I believe Casino Guitars talked about that the other day. And of course, hindsight 2020, so they corrected themselves at one point. But yeah, great band, great band. Let's have a look here. Okay, how about that Raven SG, Hollywood Raven SG we saw on Trogley's the other day? Still seeing it in my head. Um, the Raven SG he did was pretty cool. I don't know if I would pick it up, to be honest. I mean, I'm an SG man. I love my SGs, but I don't know. There's just something about that put me out. Maybe it's too spooky for Chord Dave. I think that one, but and plus, how I feel about black and white guitars. I don't really dislike them or don't really like them. But I did buy one, so it's coming soon. Never mind. And let's see, Leica, oh comrade. Hello there, and Sláinte indeed. Welcome back from County Cork, I believe you said. Nice to see you. And to be careful, because Evil Corporation works from County Cork. Scott Brewer, Todd, you're saying that's a nice choice. I heard it the first time in 1980 with a huge system with a 15-inch speakers, as it should be. 15-inch speakers. Nothing better. Listen to Sass Jordan's album, Racine, is it? It's my pick of best debut, all right. Every song is gold. It's basically like Appetite B-sides with a cool 90s chick singer. It's full of good guitar, iconic rock riffs. All right, so everyone pick that up for tomorrow's listening session, Sass Jordan's album. Racing. So that's what I'll be looking at that tomorrow, Scott, for sure. I'll check it out and see what I think. I'll let you know next week if you remind me about it. Where are we doing on the likes? We've got 26 views, 26 likes. I can't complain about that. But if you are one of those people who have not hit the like button, do it, because I want to tell you what my favorite debut album of all time is. And I can't do that until we hit 30 likes. So, and I probably will forget. So I want to do it early. Ernie B, change your mind, you talked me into it. Pearl Jam changed my life. Great debut album. Pearl Jam are awesome. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand it. It's one of those albums that you just come back to, I think, at times as well. It's one of those ones I think I gravitate towards when maybe I'm feeling a bit down or whatever. I'll listen to 10, and it's just listen to anything with Eddie Vedder, really, is great. It picks you up, makes you feel. Even though you might not be singing uplifting songs, so to speak, necessarily, but, you just can't help but be in love with that music. It's so great. Todd with the very true statement, subscribe already. It's worth it. It possibly is worth it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And yeah, Scott likes the Raven as well. The SG is very... SG Raven was cooler than the Les Paul version. What do you think of that? Because I know he did the two of them on his show. Todd Moore also agrees with me that Led Zeppelin 2 is the very best Led Zeppelin album in the world ever, and he can't count the times he's played it. Of course, that was not what he said. He just said it's his favorite album. from Led Zeppelin. But yeah, for sure that would be my favorite. That's the one I go to when I'm um, when I'm wanting some Zepp in my life. Interesting story of how I first heard Led Zeppelin 2. I was a young kid, I like a teenager person, and I wanted a job. So there was a bookstore, a secondhand bookstore, had just opened up, and I went in. I was like, "Hey, you got any jobs?" And it was like it's a lady running her bookstore, and she was like, "No, I like don't want to hire a young teenager because teenagers are filth." So that was that was the attitude I got from her, and I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for a job. I'll work hard, all this sort of stuff." And she gave me a job, but she gave me like a trial day on a Saturday. So I came in on Saturday, and she was like, "Look, I'm really sorry. I don't like I worked for the day," and she's like, I don't really have anything, like I can't give you regular hours, can't give you time. I just work in the shop by myself. So I was like, okay, no problem. Thanks for letting me work all day. And she was like, you can take any CD that you want from the CDs that were donated. And I picked Led Zeppelin 2. Life improved that day immeasurably. So there you go, Led Zeppelin 2. If you are one of those three people who've never heard Led Zeppelin 2, you should get it because it's great. Like I know, pay however much money you need to subscribe to Spotify Premium so you can listen to it without ads because it's worth it. So anyway, David, Harley Benton Firebird. I'm going to have to plug that home and website. Yeah, did you know they have an app on your phone? Because I do, and I've bought several things on it since I found out they have an app. And yeah, it's the worst thing ever. So cheers. Yeah, if they bring out a Firebird, it'll be cool, especially if they have some things and not just like their standard Tesla humbuckers that they're putting in guitars at the moment. If it looks like a proper Firebird, um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Um, Van Hagar 5150. There's a shout from Phil. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to that in a long time, so I couldn't tell you a definite feeling on it. But for sure, what are we doing? We're still on 26 likes, so we're still four away, guys, from me telling you what my favorite is. But I will tell you this: it's been mentioned and we talked about already. So you speculate as to what my favorite debut album of all time is, and I have very strong feelings about this, to be quite honest with you. So that's why I've asked this question today. I'm loving your answers, though, guys. Some really great ones. And Travis, you've come back in another conversation and said, now that I think about it, maybe Metallica's Kill 'Em All, or even Boston's First. There really are so many. That's the thing. Like, I mean, 70s and 80s, there were some great, great debut albums. And in the 60s, there was, I mean, there has been a lot of great debut albums. Because my theory is a band can be amazing for three albums. And then after that, they're living on legacy. And there's only a handful who've ever been more than two or three albums. So, you know, um, I mean, think about it. Most bands have one huge hit and then they like have albums that nobody listens to. That's why many live shows is like just play the feckin' hits. But yeah, there is some really great ones. We're getting closer though. I will tell you very soon, hopefully, what my favorite one is. Dr. Stunk, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Loving your Nirvana avatar picture thing. It's nice to see fellow Irish person on YouTube. Yeah, I think it is. It's nice to see. I like seeing Irish people do well on YouTube. So thanks for joining us. So yeah, thanks for joining and for commenting and subscribing and all that. Appreciate it. Scott, you're saying White Zombie, Les Sexorcisto, Devil Music, Volume 1, great debut, full length. Scott, are you playing this game that was being played last week with the fake album names? Because, just kidding. I don't know that album, but I'll take your word for it. That's good. I appreciate all your input here, actually, guys. You're giving me lots that I'm going to have to check out on Spotify tomorrow, so that's cool. Yeah, I have to make sure to charge up the AirPods tonight, that's for sure. Perfect Circle's Merida Norms is rather special. Again, I have no idea about that whatsoever, so I'll be checking those out now. Um, right, where are we now? I'm going to show you some stuff, I think, because if we keep going through these comments, we get to the end of it. I mean, I'm super glad this question of the week has brought up so many different answers because I'm going to get to listen to cool music tomorrow, so that's great. and for the rest of the week also. Um, okay, so David was also going to say White Zombie, so you're not making it up. Blizzard of Oz, Randy showing his brilliance and saving Ozzy's career. Yeah, that's true. Randy was amazing on that album. I mean, everyone was like, "Who's this dude?" So yeah, it was cool. Early Sabbath concert had rainbows and white amps. White amps are cool. I like them. Tell us about the issues with LA Guns. We're all family here. I just thought, I don't know. There's just something about Tracy Guns. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know. I, I don't even know what they are. I just every time I see or hear them, I'm like, ugh, no thanks. So anyway, uh, so Ernie, you were fortunate enough though to check out both Raven guitars, and they just felt cheap. No need to be sorry. That's, the cheap end of Gibson do feel cheap sometimes. So I'm not sure how they are. Thank you very much for the one dislike. Now we're going to have to get to 65 likes before I tell you, everyone, my favorite debut album. So that one person just ruined it for everybody. I'm just kidding. Uh, every like or dislike helps the channel, believe it or not. It just helps you not see the channel if you don't like it. That's all if you dislike the vote, so or dislike it. So anyway, thanks for joining us for a little bit. All good. Um, all right, let's see. Sexer Sisto is a great listen. I saw them live on Astro Creep Tour. Great show. I'm gonna have to check this out, guys, because I don't know much about that band. And Scott, you'd say Bleach, but Bleach isn't a great album just because I love it. It's a horrible recording and rushed, but I love it. Yeah, it's true. Bleach is not a great album, but it evokes certain feelings when you listen to it for sure. Um, I would agree with you on that one. Is a good album. Mark, yeah, sounds like me at the Guitar Center amp or app. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those dangerous, dangerous things. I believe Sweetwater's coming to Europe next year, and it is going to be dangerous because they have their exclusives and stuff. The exclusive finishes and things, and it's going to be a nightmare. If I'm going to have to be like working three jobs. I'm going to have to just like put so many ads on these videos, no one will watch them. I won't do that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's painful, but I also enjoy looking at stuff and trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to pay for it. It's true. Um, Blizzard is an awesome record, full of tasty stuff. You have your whole life to write your first record. After that, the challenge gets real. True. Second album syndrome is very true. And Marsha agrees. Great responses to the question of the day. All right. Most bands play bars and clubs for years before getting a record. Hence, why so many good debuts. Yeah, it really is true. It's great to see. It's great to see though that so many of the debut albums, like for example, my favorite debut album, I play all the time. Like I probably a day doesn't go by when I don't hear at least one or two songs from it. So yeah, when they're really good, when they're really hot, they can be amazing. Dr. Song, your favorite album is Avenged Sevenfold. So Waking the Fallen, their first album. All right, well, I mean, everyone's entitled to have a favorite album. So good, man. Good job. I like it. Ernie, man, I think I'm getting used to the new haircut now. Looking good. Thanks, Ernie. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to it, to be honest. Just got to stick with it. Got to stick with it. It'll one of these days it'll look good. Appreciate that comment. Thank you. Batfink 2, thanks for joining us. And as I've said, um, I'm watching out for fake band names this week, so be careful. Yeah, thanks for joining us again. Pleasure to see you. As always, XMG, not everyone can be Iron Maiden. It's true. It's very true. Only like 6 people have ever been Iron Maiden. No, I can't remember how many people are in Iron Maiden. Um, I remember one time, so I used to work in a store, and this lady asked me, could I teach her husband the very basics of guitar, like give him some guitar lessons? And she said she'd pay me 10 euros per lesson. I was like, I'll show him what I know. You don't want to pay me 10 euros per lesson. I will show him some very basic chords and he can get started from there. As it was, I mean, the internet was a thing, but YouTube wasn't. So, people didn't have all the options. So like I gave them some books and magazines and stuff, not those magazines, the guitar ones. And I told them, all right, I'll be over. We'll learn some chords and stuff like that. First lesson, the dude is like, can you teach me how to play the Trooper? No, I can't teach you how to play the Trooper. That's lesson 4, not lesson 1. So we only ever got to lesson 3. That was a purposeful choice. Yeah, lots of hate for the hater. Does you get hater? Hopefully they left. I don't know. Actually, let me see. Nah, I've already liked the video myself, so I've done all I can do. Yes, Marcia, you are correct. A dislike. Whoever did that has some explaining to do. Hey, you can't be everyone's favorite flavor, Some people are just gonna like you, and some people are gonna not like you. And sometimes it's just people like being trolls on the internet. It's all good. I've learned to deal with it. I'm learning to deal with it. And my new strategy is I'm just not paying attention. so, so it's all good. Dislike away if that's who you are, people. It's all good. It doesn't really matter. Actually, all you do is increase the, as I said, you increase the, what's it called? Interactions on the channel. So that's what we do YouTube for, interactions. Not everyone can be Thin Lizzy. That's very true. Speaking of Thin Lizzy, did everyone see Richard Fortus is releasing a guitar with Gretsch this week? Looks pretty cool. It's a Falcon-based guitar, and it's white, but it's not a white Falcon. I think we're going to see that around Wednesday, so keep an eye on their socials. Probably Richard Fortus is the best to keep up with. So very cool player. Obviously has Izzy's job in Guns N' Roses at the moment. Let me see. I need to watch Tracy Gunn's interview with the Tone King. Yeah, do I? I don't know. I've watched stuff recently with Tracy King. What was it? He did a thing with Kramer. Maybe he has a signature with Kramer. I don't know, but or maybe it was like my first Gibson thing on the Gibson TV thing that Mark Agnesi keeps patting himself on the back for. Yeah, those were interesting. Like, I don't have a problem with him particularly. I think the whole thing of like Guns N' Roses and LA Guns, and like there was a whole thing between them in the early days, and like members were like some of the Guns N' Roses guys were in LA Guns, or was it LA Rose or whatever it was called? Anyway, whatever. I can't remember all the details. I just remember thinking years and years ago, who's this guy think he is? I still kind of think that, even though he's like a huge rock star person. Well, not a huge one, but he's a guy who makes money playing music, and I just rant about nonsense on YouTube. So who's got the better deal? Me. So there you go. White Zombie was when Rob Zombie was cool and wrote good songs. Ooh. His solo work pales by comparison. Yeah, but what about his movies? So that's for another channel, so don't worry about it. David, you were saying to Marcia must have been Tracy Guns. Tracy Guns is the epitome of a rock star. Let's give him that. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm just not into the songs that much. Let's see. From left field, but still sweet in the 80s. Yazoo. Upstairs at Eric's. Nicholas. That is a shout I did not see coming whatsoever. So, yeah. And yeah, David saying there must be Tracy Guns with a dislike. It actually is. Either that or Joe Bonamassa, apparently. I actually still don't know what he said about my video about his Lazarus guitars. So if you're here and you know what he said, let me know, because I may not find it. You need a flat cap. Who needs a flat cap? Me? I'll take it. So sounds good. Yeah, Batfink, I am totally onto you, 100%. What are your thoughts on the new Slipknot song? Have not heard it yet. I only saw that it was on something today. I can't remember. But instead, I listened to a new Green Day song, which apparently popped up yesterday. So yeah, I haven't heard the new Slipknot song. Feel free to let us know what you think. Yeah, lesson four. Yeah, the Trooper. Um, Todd, you played the Trooper a couple of times live. Yeah, well, you know, you should you should do that. If you're capable, you should have also agreed to teach this guy on his fourth lesson. I mean, by his fourth lesson, he still couldn't play any chords because I was his teacher. So, I'm not Robert Baker, who, by the way, just released a new guitar course if anyone's interested in learning. Fretboard mobility. Not a promoted post or video or anything. Robert has never heard of me. I just really dig his stuff. So I think I've taken some of his clap courses. I think we've mentioned him before in the live streams, and he's a cool guy. So if you're interested, take him. I'm going to sign up for that course just because I like the dude, and it's like $20 this week. So why not? I can learn something new, I'm sure. The Trooper is a decent beer from Robinson's, done in conjunction with Iron Maiden. Robinson's also happens to be my hometown brewery. Very cool. Yeah, I think I've seen that in my local Tesco. I could be wrong, but yeah, that sounds cool. I should pick some of that up for one of the streams sometime, actually. David, I fancy one of the Billy Duffy Gretsch guitars. Let me just take a quick look at that and see if I also do. Probably do. Billy Duffy Gretsch. I just looked up Gretsch. Oh, the White Falcons. Yeah, those are gorgeous. Yeah, gorgeous. Fantastic. Yeah, I'd love one of those. Those are great. So that's definitely on the bucket list at some point. The bucket collection list. That's what it is. Very cool. Not that I fancy a junior. It's a guitar. Exactly. Anyone see the 2013 Gibson Gary Moore standard for 2,500 on Reverb? Very nice. No. Don't tell me things like that. Jeez, now I have to go and look at that too. Um, Reverb, what was it, 2003? 2013. I thought so. Gary Moore. Someone must have bought it. You can see the BFG one. That's pretty cool. There's a couple under 2,000. Anyway, I keep an eye out for that anyway. So thanks for making me want to buy another guitar. Gary Moore, what a dude that fellow was. Great guitarist. Best band out of LA were Rat. Naff name, but DeMartini was blisteringly good guitarist. Rat were a decent band, yeah, absolutely. Best band out of LA. Some good bands come out of LA, so yeah, including the band that we've been talking about a little bit. Guys, we have 32 people watching, one dislike and 28 likes. We need to get to 30 likes, please. So yeah, I will definitely keep an eye on that because I want to tell you what my favorite debut album is. Not going to happen when we hit 30, so do it. David Daly, I'd buy a TCD merch flat cap. All right, I'll get working on it. I'm working on some new designs that I'm putting up on the store this week, maybe soon. I think actually, I think they're up there already. And if they have a flat cap, I will present it for you. And I aim to please. If that's what you want, that's what you get. Rob Zombie, in my opinion, is and was always a loser. Wow, that's a statement, Scott. It's a statement. White Zombie was Sean Uselet's band, and more than his, her riffs. Sean Uselet's new band, Star and Dagger, has the same sound as early White Zombie. Well, that's cool. That's cool. See, everyone has their opinions about certain musicians and bands and people, and it's cool. Like just something just turns me off about Tracy Guns, and other people mention them, like think he's cool. So that's just how it goes. I appreciate your opinion, Scott. Thanks for sharing that with us. Rat had some good tones, just too girly and commercial for my tastes overall. They're not on heavy rotation on my list, but they do come up every now and then. Ernie B, hit the flipping like button already. Yeah, I know. What the hell? Duffy's doing a single pickup version with a smaller body. That's for the White Falcon. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I think I want to get a really nice one of those when that finally happens. Um, Gazzy Burns, new haircut suits you, dude. Thanks, Gazzy. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a couple of weeks now, so it's starting to feel not weird when I look at myself. Yeah, I appreciate it. The thing is, what do I do with the beard now? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to let it go longer? Am I going to just keep it this length? Am I going to shave it off? Someday on the stream, you're going to be like, who the hell's this guy? Who's this like no beard bald guy? I don't know. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Don't worry about it. Thanks for the heads up. I'll give Star and Dagger a listen to, as you should. And Dr. Stonk, my fellow Irish person, says, someone like the button. Absolutely. That's for sure. 2 more likes. It's just 1 more like now. And we've 34 people watching. So someone out there has not hit the like button. Do it, and I'll talk about my favorite debut album for a couple of minutes. And then because I've caught up on the comments, guys, haven't I? So we're doing all right. This is the first time that's happened within the first hour ever. Yay, we hit the likes. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. All right, we'll get into it. All right, so my favorite debut album of all time is... Are you ready? Yeah, as been mentioned many times, it's Appetite for Destruction, because of course it is. If you watch my channel at all, you'll know I'm a huge Guns N' Roses fan. And yeah, it was Appetite that turned me on to heavier guitar music than the Beatles or the Eagles or stuff that was being played at home a lot. Um, I just can listen to that album, and very few albums can I listen to all the way from start to finish without pausing, without skipping a track, without being like, oh, this is the weak song on the album. And it was yeah, so that even now today, what, like 35 years later, 34 years later, is still amazing to me. So that's what it is. And I know some people mentioned Appetite. So what are your guys' favorite songs on Appetite? Mine is uh, mine is, I know. I'll come back to that as well. Maybe that's next week's favorite song on Appetite. Maybe that's the stream question of the week. It could be. All right. Yeah, we're all caught up. Um, but I think your favorite debut of all time was VH1. That's controversial. Come VH1. What about VH2 or MTV 2? Uh, yeah, it's absolutely exactly what I would expect. And VH1 was a great debut. Let's be honest here. Scott said, you're talking again about Mr. Zombie. Loser might be too harsh. He's definitely not as talented as he gets recognition for, and was the reason for White Zombie breaking up. Well, um, when it comes to thinking someone's a loser, you're entitled to do that. I think, look, it might be harsh, but yeah, I think that's a very good point. A lot of people get recognition for being more talented than they are, and you know, it's just it's just one of those things that happens. I think people get blindsided by talent, and no doubt he's a talented person, but when it comes to it, you know, he is very rich, so he doesn't care. That's how it goes. Right, so I see we got the question as well. What was, yeah, Matt von Bosch asking, what's my favorite track on Appetite? Honestly, it's probably Rocket Queen, because that's the first song I absolutely remember listening to. Like, it's the first one that sticks out in my mind, being that kid in that room where we were playing Monopoly, and then like the music was on, and then Rocket Queen came on, and I was like, what is this? This is this is music right here. This is, and I was just blown away. Um, so that album, that song is probably my favorite song. Anything Goes is great also, and I think it's underrated for songs on that album, because obviously it's got so many big songs on the album. Um, but yeah, probably Rocket Queen for me, I think. And Dr. Stonk, Appetite is also yours. Awesome. Saw them in Donington, 88. Guns N' Roses. Yeah, wish I wasn't 6 years old in 1988, because then I could have gone. But I did see them in 2017. I've seen Slash and Miles Kennedy and so forth a good few times in the last few years. And I've seen Duff and Slash with Velvet Revolver a few times. But yeah, Velvet Revolver's album, what was that called? Contraband. That was a great debut album also. Um, but anyway, that's a whole other thing. Todd, you're saying here, Appetite has raw, gritty appeal that was sorely needed when it came out. I remember its impact as it slowly grew in popularity. Yeah, I mean, just from my point of view, looking back on it, so like there were. That's what I can see is that it badly needed some like serious grit added to it, and like that whole the most dangerous band in the world, whatever, uh, that did add to it, and the the mystique behind it and everything. But some killer tunes. That's what's got to be said. And the amazing thing is they were working on a lot of stuff that ended up on Use Your Illusion as well. Like there was November Rain was kicking around in those sessions for Appetite, but it wasn't ready. So yeah. Anyway, that's my favorite and will always be my favorite debut album because I don't listen to new music because whatever. If a band hasn't existed before 1994, I don't want to know about it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. DJ Ella, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. So, hello to you. The best debut album of all time is Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. I disagree, purely because I said mine is Appetite. But very cool. I hope it's amazing that you enjoy that. David, Rocket Queen is the definitive Guns N' Roses song. My favorite Guns N' Roses song, funnily enough, is um, not Rocket Queen. It's Estranged. That song just connects with me in just a different way, and it didn't for years. And then something happened. I hadn't heard it for a while, and I was like, "Oh, this tune is magic." So there you go. Estranged, my favorite Guns N' Roses song, and there goes my question of the week for the next week. It's so easy. Why I bought the album. It's so easy is and will always be one of the best openers for a concert. I've seen a few bands play it now, and it's great. It's just gets you going. It's a fantastic tune. Sweet Child of Mine, just wicked. Yeah, Nicholas said. I mean, you can't say anything negative about Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, people do, but it's a great it's a great song. You just it can't it puts a smile on my face all the time. Bad thing. Second fave debut album was Run Bunny by Sneezy Beagle. Dude, that could be a genuine album, but I'm not looking it up. So I'm on to you, as I said. But I mean, if that's not a genuine album, you just created that, you, sir, are a genius. So thanks for joining our community. I appreciate it. um, favorite song, Dr. Stonk, is Paradise City. Nothing wrong with Paradise City. Live, it's one of the greatest experiences. I think people just go fucking nuts, and that's always fun. What's the best debut album from a band that only had one album? I think you'd be in the realm there for things like super groups and things that probably only got together once. Um, so yeah, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'd have to think about that. Like, there's names of bands coming to mind, and I'm like, did they have one or two albums? So I don't want to say anything because then I'll lose all credibility and nobody will subscribe to me on YouTube. So they can't have that happen. The video for Rocket Queen was awesome when I was too young. Yeah, that's one that parents. I don't not even know if that was banned here. There was a lot of things banned until like the late '90s here, books and TV shows and all kinds of things, movies. Um, so yeah, I'm not even. I think there was a few different versions. There was a clean version, I think, that used to get shown here. Um, watched the GNR live from the Ritz in 1988. Yeah, it's some amazing footage of the band. Have a band on fire, even better. Yeah, saw the Ritz show live broadcast that night. Wow. Imagine them broadcasting that live nowadays. I don't think that is possible. Um, so yeah, it's very it's very raw and very like there was just something about those guys playing together that were just amazing. Um, yeah, and it's a shame how things are at the moment. Things being split. But I've been very vocal. Like I think the guys in the band now are cool. I like Richard Fortus. I like Frank Ferrer. I don't really have too much of an opinion on the whole other people in the band. Like I know Dizzy Reed and Melissa and everything are there. But I just think I just think those guys are killing it right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. When it comes to though in the 80s, looking back on that footage, I mean, I've been to some crazy shows, man. I've been to some crazy shows, but nothing compares to how good that band were and how crazy those shows were. Um, so let's see, XMG Slash's best ever solo, in your opinion, is that on Slither. Slither's an amazing solo. I mean, there is an amazing solo in Slither. That might be a question of the week, question of the stream some week. What is Slash's best solo of all time? I mean, there's so much juice on from Snake Pit to Velvet Revolver to with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators and so forth. So anyway, lots to choose from. Slither's not bad. It's not bad. I like his work on the Godfather theme a lot. I absolutely hate November rain. Tomorrow is my 53rd birthday and it's gonna be raining. Well, Todd, happy birthday. Can everybody please just throw in the comments a sincere and huge happy birthday to Todd Moore for tomorrow because he is a super cool guy who has been supporting the channel for a while and I really appreciate him. Todd, thank you very much. So, guys, let's say happy birthday to Todd. And yeah, thanks for joining us again, Todd. Because I know it's not easy. So, thank you very much and happy birthday. Hopefully, the sun will come out and the rain will disappear. All right, Scott, your favorite GNR song would be either "Don't Damn Me," it was a great song, or "Bad Apples." Bad Apples is fantastic. The vocal rhythm is amazing. Yeah, remember when Axl was a great singer? No comment further than that. Marsha with hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. Guys, I do appreciate all those thumbs up. I know I do say this every single week, but it means so much to me that you guys come and join me here Saturdays. It means a lot to me when you comment on videos and on live streams. It means a lot to me when you like things and, are just supportive of the channel. It means so much to me. Started this channel, just to give me something to do. I'd wanted to start a YouTube channel. I didn't know if it would ever take off or do well or whatever. Or here's the thing. I was like, I'm going to talk about guitars on YouTube. People are going to be like, who the hell is this guy to talk about guitars on YouTube? So here we are, like nearly 2 years later. And you guys honestly make me feel great every week. So I appreciate everything about it and all of you. And yeah, again, people like Todd and Marcia and Scott and David and the other David and the other Scott and John and Joey, Batfink, and who else there? Dr. Stunk, XMG, all you guys, Al, Nicholas, David Ruiz, Matt. I'm just looking through now, see all the comments. Everybody who's joined, like I really appreciate it. It means so much to me, and you guys rock. So thanks for saying happy birthday to Todd. Todd, you're feeling the love, I hope, because you're a very important member of the community on this channel, and we wish you well. We wish you well. 53 is young, my friend. Do not worry about that. There's lots of rocking to happen in the future. So cool times. Don't worry about it. And happy birthday. Marsha's asking, has anyone heard the new Slash and Miles Kennedy song that dropped? Any opinions? I really like it. So that is called The River is Rising. I like it. I like anything with Miles Kennedy in it. I think he's a really great singer. I like Slash. I like Todd Dammit Cairns, my friend, who said everybody should subscribe to this channel because I paid him $60 to do so. He all those guys, and they're a great live band. So what I like is that they've done this album apparently as a live album, or they've recorded it live, and then produced it a little bit, and it's going out in February on Gibson Records. I like the album. I like the song, Marcia, as well. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't listened to it extensively. I had 3 or 4 plays of it when it came out, when it dropped first. But yeah, it's very, very cool. Looking forward to what the rest of the album sounds like. We're talking about Slash and Miles Kennedy and so forth in a few moments as well. I got some stuff I want to talk about when it comes to Gibson and Slash, because they're doing some stuff that we should talk about. More business decisions. David Daly has put in the very true statement. Well, I can't say true because it's up for debate. But Slash's best Slash solo is Beggars and Hangers On, as far as I'm concerned. It is an amazing song, Beggars and Hanging On, and there's a great solo in it. And Slash plays it live still, like super incredibly. So yeah, absolutely, it is. That is one that is on heavy rotation as well. It's on a lot of my playlists. Love that song. Um, that Snake Pit album was really great, to be honest. Loved it. So my second's Fade debut. Oh, okay, okay. I think I'm buying it. I'm buying it this time. Um, I was lucky enough to see the live '92 Paris when a pay-per-view TV station was mistakenly unscrambled on our TV. It was when Shannon Hoon had to finish the show. Oh yeah. Well, do you remember? Yeah, the scrambled TV channels. That was a fun time in the '90s. Uh, like we didn't so much have pay-per-view TV here, like in terms of per concerts and per things. It was just like your movie channels and your sports channels and your music channels would be that way. Um, any of the folks in the UK or Ireland will know it was like Sky or Cable Link. If you lived in Dublin, you'd have access to that, and it was compared to today, it was just crap. But I suppose it's the same everywhere. But yes, that would have been super cool. Um, I don't think I'd ever seen any good live Guns N' Roses show from then until like the internet became a proper thing. Or maybe actually, I think I remember buying a VHS tape, a double VHS tape of Live in Tokyo, and it might have even been a bootleg tape. I don't know, but yeah, I think I got in trouble for having that because there was swearing and stuff, and the words meant things that I didn't understand. But I think now, come on, we've talked about fake bands, Alderbridge. I'm not falling for that. Just kidding. One Day Remains is a fantastic album. Alderbridge. I love Alderbridge. I really do. Favorite Alderbridge song is When I'm Gone. That's what it's called, isn't it? When I'm Gone. It's a great tune. I could listen to it like on loop. And it just shows how great Miles Kennedy is as a singer. Um, let's see, Mark Mercier. I subscribed well over 1.5 years ago when TCD and I had discussions in the Fender Play Community Facebook group. Forget what the convo was, but lol. Absolutely. I forget the conversation too, Mark, but I that would make you probably one of the longest standing members of the community of the channel. You must have subscribed when there was like 3 people subscribed. So I really appreciate you sticking around this long. I think we're getting better. I think we're putting stuff together. That's a lot better than it was back then. But yeah, Fender Play Facebook group has been pretty good. Haven't been on it in a long time. It started to get a little bit abusive towards, not abusive, but people were posting just the greatest load of crap. And then there was one guy. I'll give you an example. I posted a video of me, and I know I'm not a great guitar player, but me after following the lesson on Fender Play playing Hey Joe, and this dude commented and said, "Oh, yeah, you got this part down, but that other part you should do it this way, this way, this way, because that's what Jimmy does, and that's what I do." So yeah, okay. I was playing it exactly per the lesson. I was quite proud of myself that I'd followed the lesson because I don't tend to follow lessons. And I was like, okay, cool. And the first time, it was pretty much my first interaction with this Facebook group. And then I saw, like, the next day, I saw this guy playing, and I was like, dude, you have no right to tell anybody how to play anything. Do some fucking lessons and stop being a fucking big shot on a YouTube or a Facebook group. That's just wrong. The guy wasn't even in tune. He didn't know what he was doing at all, and was poor. Was very poor. Like it was bad. And he was going, and people would post stuff, and he was like acting as an expert. Like Fender play, we're paying him to be there and telling people what to do. I found it quite offensive. Not just because he was bad, but because he was telling me what to do and saying that's how he does it, and he was doing it wrong himself. Anyway, he eventually got kicked out for calling someone a C word. Uh, so anyway, yeah, don't call people C words. Mark, I'm not singing that. But yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, that was the live, did you know, live TV on Concert 92 that I was talking about. Failed to mention, you know. Oh yeah, yeah, I got it. I think maybe I didn't put it across. So Todd, you're saying you people are all amazing. Thank you so much. You people are all amazing, and thanks for the love to Todd. Absolutely, especially you, Dave. I really do appreciate it. Well, look, I'm just a fella who gets to talk to the camera. Don't worry about me. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, Todd. We do appreciate you, and we hope all the best for you and wish you well. SB is back. Thanks, SB, for popping in. Nice to see you. Debuts, lots of possibilities. But in terms of rotation, Lynch Mob or Q5. Mark, you subbed when there was 16 subs on the channel. Wow, we've grown. What are we at? 4,500? So there's a few more have joined in that time. It's amazing. 16 subs. Yeah, I think the first 3 months of my YouTube channel, I was like, where's all my subscribers? Wasn't I supposed to like get 10,000 on my first day? What happened? Um, And this is a lesson. If anyone wants to start a YouTube channel, just keep going. Just do it and just keep putting your stuff out. Don't give yourself time frames and so forth. Just tell yourself it's going to take time and you will eventually, get there. And so you might get you might get a little bit lucky and get like a video that takes off and do really well. I've had a few that done really well. Like Gibson video was the first one to really take off that did 30,000 views. No reason for it, but 30,000 views in a week. And another one, I think the Joe Bonamassa one that did 10,000, and those massively bumped the number. So if any of you are thinking of starting your YouTube channel, just take your time and allow yourself a little bit of time to build up. Because look at me now, there are 4,000 and something people subscribed to my channel for some reason. So yeah, but wow, Mark, 16. I'm impressed, man. You stuck around that long. Thank you very much. And yeah, it was a long time ago. So I'm glad you're here. Uh, the first Lynch Mob album was legit. George was killing it. It's a good point. Fender Play was originally another site that got bought by Fender. They ruined it. I've used Chordify and Chord U. They are great. I found Fender Play a really great thing for motivation. Pretty much whether I was going through their lessons or learning stuff there or not, it was like you had that streak thing, and it was like if I hit my streak every week, then I'm playing guitar for at least 10 minutes every day or whatever it is. So it was great for me to like keep myself accountable and make sure I picked up my guitar every day because I wasn't always the best at doing that. Now I rarely go a day without picking up my guitar, and so it built that habit for me, and that's probably the most important thing for it. But yeah, I do agree with you. Things that annoyed me about Fender Play a little bit were, for example, you'd learn a song and then you'd listen to it and be like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like what they're playing on the song. But they don't say, this is not how the song plays. It just sounds a little bit like it. On a lot of the videos, they're like, oh, it's slightly changed or it's note for note perfect, but it's not. So anyway, Fender Play though, it was a fun, and the community there was pretty good for a while. I haven't been there for a while, so I don't know if it still is or not. Badfink, your first instrument was drums. Is drums. I'm not a great guitarist, okay, rhythm player, and I use guitar for songwriting mostly. Nothing wrong with that. I play guitar just to enjoy myself because I enjoy it. I'm not looking to entertain people, despite the fact I have a YouTube video about guitars where I sometimes play guitar. You will notice I haven't put up any covers or like, here's how I play this great tune songs or videos because, it's just for fun. it's a great hobby. People, love playing all kinds of instruments and stuff. I wish I played the drums, to be honest. I had a drum kit for a while. Delving into a previous life, I made movies and we bought a drum kit for one scene in a movie, and I set it up in my house and I was playing around with it for a bit. But I was no good. I don't know why. I just instantly thought I would be John Bonham. And that did not happen. I was not John Bonham. So I don't know why. I just had all these dreams that I was going to like help Led Zeppelin get back together with me as their drummer. I don't know who was gonna like, actually be in the band, but obviously John Paul Jones was going to be there, Jimmy Page. I don't think Robert Plant was going to be the singer, so he didn't want to do it even at that time. So anyway, it's all good. And big PP user, um, PowerPoints, big PowerPoint user. All right. Hello, bolder than ever. Howdy. Yes, indeed. Well, I mean that's not a new thing. That's a revelation that happened 2 weeks ago. But yeah, thanks for pointing it out. I would have forgotten. Um, thanks for joining us. Right. Let's see. Oh, David, you're going to have to go. Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, hope you have a nice week. And of course, we will see you back here next week. Well, we'll be here. You can join us. Feel free. And we'll be back to everyone will be on the same time frame, I believe. So it should all be cool. But I think making movies, that's cool. It was cool for a while. I don't know. I thought about getting back into it lately. It's been a few years. What was it, 5, 6 years since I was actively involved in that business. But it's a cool business, but it's very stressful, and we were working for ourselves, so that's difficult in its own right. And some months you could make a lot of money, some months you could literally make no money. So you had to balance it. You never knew what was coming, word or whether work was coming in or not. So it's a cool business. I may end up getting back into it. Got to see if I leave the evil company or the evil corporation or whatever. We'll see. 2022 is going to be an interesting year, I think. So, depending on, you know, what happens in certain other things. Mark, nah, they've gotten all sensitive and such there. Was super supportive. I'll be canceling my subscription, looking elsewhere. I just like the 10% off on the Fender site for Fender Play. Yeah. Recordify and Chord U. I can play literally any song I want. Unfortunately, I don't remember any of it for playing by myself. That's the thing. That's the thing, yeah. Um, I mean, as I said, like I've been doing Robert Baker's courses for a while, and they're really great. I really think he's a great teacher. If you're not subscribed to Robert Baker on YouTube and you're into guitars, you really should be. He does some cool giveaways as well. So definitely worth being subscribed to his channel. But his classes are really, really fantastic. So yeah, absolutely. Join his classes if you don't want to be on Fender Play. But Chordify and Chord U, I have not looked into, Scott, so I might take a look and see what they're all about. Um, yeah, that's always the problem, isn't it? Actually, what I find is I learn, like, I'll have 10 things that are my go-to, and I'll just play them over and over for months and months. And then, obviously a bit of noodling just for the crack. And yeah, it's good though. As I say, it's just for fun. It's just for me. It's a nice way to kick back after a long day of work, and work has been stressful, and it's great to like pick up guitars and be able to make some kind of sound that I recognize. And that's all I really care about. My next goal is to like maybe learn some Slash riffs or some full like Guns N' Roses songs and stuff. I've never managed to do that. But I'm playing stuff now like Zeppelin and um, Chuck Berry and Rory Gallagher. So it's in there. I can do it. I just need to apply myself. That's the hard part. When Robert Plant was a kid, was he Robert Seed? How do we kick someone out of the room? Robert Sprout. Ah, definitely kicking you out. SB, thank you for bringing the humor. I appreciate that. Good one. Big PowerPoint user. I'm going to call you that. Big PowerPoint user. Talking about Bonzo, probably my answer to the question of the stream is Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I think we mentioned earlier, it's a great album. It's a great, great album. It's not Led Zeppelin 2, but it wasn't what's their best album. It's what's the best debut album. That is a fantastic album. Nothing wrong with it at all. I do love it. Um, so, Dave, maybe you can make music videos for people. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Haven't done music videos specifically, but we played around. One of the bands we worked with on movies was what were they called? They had a really The Shoes, SHOOS, and SB kicking himself out there. Yeah, you should. No, stay around, stay around. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, The Shoes did a song, and it was called. And I had to listen to it 10 million times, so I kind of have blocked it out now. But it was, oh, what was it called? It was a really great tune. That was an Irish band called The Shoes, and they had a couple of members of the Blues Brothers band with them when they recorded it. I'll look it up. Hang on a second. Um, I know it's on Spotify because it occasionally will come. It's the most skipped song on my Spotify playlists because it's on there from when we made the movie that had it in it, and it I just haven't taken it off. Let me see if I can find it. The Shoes. There we go. And oh, they got new stuff. This is how much I have not listened to this band. I know that they have new stuff. All right. Just they're a rock band from Dublin, and we started the band kind of organically in 2007 when Tex was looking around for a guitarist to accompany him singing. He asked Barry, who he knew through mutual friends, and blah blah blah. They made a band. So there you go. See more. No, it's not any of the songs I'm seeing here. They've only won 10. It must be this song. All right, I'll find it, guys, because it's 2013. It must be 2013, maybe. I don't know. They must have lost the rights to something because there was a couple of things in it. I'll try and find it again on my playlists, and I'll put it in a video next week, or I'll talk about it next week. Band called The Shoes. Pretty interesting. Don't know why that's important. Let me just take off this stream question because it's moving all over the place and shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, let's see. Tony Bonzo, yeah, there we go. Robert Baker is a good guy. I'll take that recommendation and look into it. I'm a keyboard guy, and guitar is a new endeavor. Thinking I'd be home through 2020, but wasn't. Yeah, that happened a lot. I mean, I was working all through 2020. My job was always a work from home, so yeah, never got all the time off. Lots of people got, so didn't get the time to practice, but it was still fine because it couldn't go anywhere after work. So Chordify and Chord U play any song from YouTube and put chords along the screen of the plays. No app. Oh, okay, cool. Definitely should check that out. I'm proud of myself using my PP. It is as relative as Paint or Internet Explorer. So, okay. Speaking of nice channels, Matthew Scott really plays well, and he always plays old Fenders and Gibsons. Cool. That's one to check out. I'm not familiar, so thanks for the recommendation. Welcome back, Marcia. Yeah, hope that was a successful phone call. Okay, cool. Huey Lewis and the Shoes sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, that was a good band back in the day. Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News. So anyway, let's talk about Gibson for a moment and Slash. And they've collaborated once again, but not in the way you may have thought about. Maybe you have. I don't get this. So we had this a while ago with the Adam Jones collection, where they started doing Adam Jones t-shirts, posters, and they had the case for the 1979. You could buy the empty case. Still don't get that. Do you want to buy the case for the guitar? You can't buy the guitar, but you can buy the case. No problem. Why? Why would I want the case specifically for the 1979 guitar and not be able to buy the guitar? Why is that a thing, guys? Could somebody please pop it in the chat? Why is that a thing? Because I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, they've got now the Slash collection. You can pay $39 for a Slash block t-shirt. It says Slash across the front. It says Gibson in the neck. And Yeah, they must have got like a high school person, maybe someone on Fiverr to design their t-shirt. But don't worry, they got a hoodie, which they're charging $80 for. It's probably a Teespring hoodie, I'm guessing by the pricing. And it's got Scully on it. I don't know if it says Gibson somewhere else, but this is part of the official Gibson Slash collection. Now, bear in mind, Slash has a merch website himself. So if you're a Slash fan, as I am, I don't know why you would buy this crap off the Gibson site. But, this is why. This is why. They have the Slash premium leather guitar strap, has Scully on it and a Gibson logo. 79 bucks. 79 bucks. And Slash does not use these. Slash uses a very specific type of strap, like a thinner strap. So these ones are not what he uses. So why are you buying this? Because again, I don't know. Most of my videos will have a link to a very cool, very nice guitar strap that I buy from Amazon for like €12 that I think is fantastic. I literally buy them for all my guitars, and none of my guitars in this room have them at the moment because they're hanging on the door in my bedroom because I took them all off. The guitars that were in here, because in here is a room where guitars get worked on most of the time. So if I need to do something, or if they're brand new guitars, they don't get it yet. So, or if they're about to be sold and my work one does not come in. Anyway, one more thing I want to point out. This is the Axe Heaven thing in the bob. The 4-to-1 scale mini guitar, $60. Gibson, come on. They don't look like Gibsons. They don't look like Les Pauls, I should say. Shape-wise, they're wrong. The Adam Jones one was really wrong. These are a bit better. And I actually took a shot of this and a shot of the Gibson slash Les Paul from Thomann. I put them side by side. I laid them over top of each other. This was not bad. It's still wrong, but it's not bad. The Adam Jones one, if you remember, I did a video about it a while ago. The miniature guitar, it was crap. It was like all over the place. Like someone just squeezed the middle in, and it's nonsense. Anyway, has anyone got one of these miniature guitars? They're a cool thing. Like, listen, I've got those Funko Pop things. I'm not adverse to desk ornaments whatsoever. I just think this, if you're going to release a miniature guitar, it should be CNC'd. So it should be CNC'd to the right specifications, right? You should find a way to make it look like the thing, right? So let's see what you guys think. That's bonkers, like buying a steering wheel, but not the rest of the car. Yeah, the empty case. It's actually a very good analogy for that. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. I don't know. They're selling all the return 79 cases. I mean, they could be. They could be. Why would you buy an empty case? Chord Dave asks as he turns 3 shades of red. Yeah, it's a problem. It's because I'm Irish. I think that's what happens. $80. Maybe Slash farted over that hoodie. I don't think I would pay $80 for something anyone farted on. So, I mean, look, there's no judgment. Everybody is into their own thing, but actually, I know someone who would be into that. But yeah, yeah, I it, I have a feeling it's a Teespring hoodie, and if that's the case, listen, they recommend a price of $40 on their hoodies, and the person selling them gets about $10 out of that. So it would make sense they're trying to make $50 out of each one, because they like money. Don't know if you're aware, Gibson like money. It's in all their company internal documents. It says at the top, "We're Gibson, we like money." Uh, anyway, that's a great line though. The hoodie, maybe it was, and that would be actually something that would be hilarious. We found out in years. Slash is like, I farted on all the merch boxes. The mini axes are stupid. I like some miniatures, but only when they are good. Yes, that's the key. I mean, And I don't know, these ones look too small to me to be good. I don't know why. Like, just make them a little bit bigger. It's just like, I suppose your bookshelf size or whatever, but I think it was Scott Bogfoot last week or maybe the week before. You mentioned you'd bought the bookends with the Stratocaster bookends. Like that sort of thing is cool, and they look like it's a Stratocaster. It's not a Stratocaster, but they've done a good job replicating the look. I don't understand why they can't do that with all these miniature guitars, but and it's like computers are cutting them. They should be able to do it. Let's see. If I do, I'm getting the Lego Fender Strat. Those heaven things look terrible to me. The Lego thing, you see, is combining two worlds. The Lego Fender guitar world is, I mean, there's emerging. That's an interesting, like Lego has its own following and stuff, and it's cool that they're adapting something. I mean, it's not supposed to look like an absolute replica. Uh, so I dig that. It's cool. I don't think I'd have the patience to put it together myself because I'm not a patient man. But yeah, the Axe Evans, I don't know. I mean, I would gladly accept one as a gift. I will not buy one unless, like, if they sold them at half price or something, I'd buy one. I think $60 is a bit much for them. I think they should be 30. So anyway, oh, XMG has just figured it out. Dang it! It's not an empty case. It's an air guitar. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but that is a smart. This is a smart thing that they're doing right there, selling air guitars in a case. Wow, awesome! Slash gas for sure. You're right. It's a CNC program. It's a matter of mathematics and should not be that hard to do. See, I knew I was on the ball there with that one. Yeah, when it comes to that, I just can't understand why it would be difficult for them. But it is. And look, Axe Heaven's a separate company to Gibson. They do their thing, whatever. I'm just surprised Gibson are jumping on the bandwagon and promoting these things that are not um, representative of the quality you would expect from. Just never mind that statement. Whatever. You can't do. Nobody's surprised. I think like, look. Here's the thing. If you look at oh, if you look at the differences in just like the shading of colors that they paint and stuff like that. I know not all can be the same, but wild variations. So they don't really care what things look like as long as you're willing to hand over that cash. That's the main thing. And yeah, for sure, Gibson ain't never going to change. So anyway, $39 for a t-shirt, 80 for a Fartadan hoodie. This is the one I was trying to get to. All right, take the others off. But yeah, it doesn't look good. And I know the colors are not bad actually. They do line up looking like the exact thing almost. But yeah, even the headstock's not right. So I know we're playing with tiny measurements and stuff, but it should be better, right? Anyway, that's that out of the way. Let's just knock that on the head for now. That's the that's the Gibson stories of the week. And yeah, XMG and Batfink too absolutely got the jokes. They love a laugh because it's Saturday night. We're drinking beers, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're drinking milk, and maybe you're like I don't know water, whatever it is. But I'm drinking the beers, so cheers, guys. Thanks again. You always cheer me up and make me have a great evening. So thanks to all of you. So, sláinte, as we say here. The one thing I will say is I never get through a beer on a live stream because I'm talking too much and trying to get through your comments. Surprisingly, I've actually got to the comments today, pretty much all the way to the bottom of them, and we got 38 likes, which is amazing. Really appreciate it. Todd's on the coffee. It's my number two drink. I do love a coffee. So I hope it's a good coffee, Todd. I'm actually, I will be honest with you, this is a secret part of my life. I am trying to break away from coffee a little bit. I'm trying to limit my coffee intake to maximum 2 cups a day. because I've been a heavy coffee drinker, man. Like we're talking multiple multiple pots of coffee per day. I know people think I'm crazy. I was in LA one time and I went into a Starbucks at like I want to say like 11:30 or something and ordered a coffee and the guy was like, "Are you sure?" So I don't know if that's just LA because LA is a crazy place, but yes, coffee, please. And I went home to my hotel and I slept fantastically. Anyway, coffee's a whole other thing. I'm drinking a strawberry milkshake, sláinte. Irish for cheers. It is indeed Irish for cheers. And here's the trick. If you ever say sláinte to someone, you have to immediately take a sip. That's the thing. Otherwise, it's bad luck. So now you know. Sláinte, cheers. Off you go. Diet Coke for Al. But you're going out. All right, sweet. So, Al, I forget where in the world you are. I think you're in the States somewhere, but let us know where you were going when you go out because I'm curious. Um, my spelling, Saz. I just can't type. You don't have to type around here. It's fine. Use voice to speech. Works well for some people. I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. It's all good. We got you. Um, I noticed that about you never getting to drink much beer because you're talking. Yeah, I'm one of those people. If you get me talking, yeah, if I was in the pub, no problem. I can drink around the conversation because other people get to join in. On this forum, you guys are chatting, but I'm the only one talking. So, yeah, I kind of forget that it's there and everything. And I don't want you guys to get lost in the chats. I don't want to miss anything. So, it's appreciated that you're there. So I want you to know that. Anyway, so the drink is always there at the end of the stream. So, yeah, it's fine. You got to limit the coffee so you have more room for beer. Yeah, absolutely. You got to limit the beer too, but that's another conversation. So it's like a third conversation. But my new channel, Chord Dave Does Coffee, starts up next week. I hope you'll all subscribe. It's not my new channel, not yet. I'm sure eventually I'll do a second channel. I'm struggling to put out content on this one at the moment, so it's not anytime soon, to be honest with you. I'll have to like not be in my day job to do that. So it's a good way off. So don't worry about it. Just have to get Mr. Beast involved so that I can become YouTube famous first. Uh, Nobody likes a quitter. Sorry. I drink it constantly until about 4 p.m. Can't figure out why I can't sleep. I used to drink coffee way past 4 p.m. When I first started my job that I currently have, um, I didn't finish until 8 o'clock, and I like would finish work and drink coffee, and then I wouldn't have to sleep because I didn't start until late in the day. Anyway, as I said, coffee is one of the greatest things ever invented, behind beer and guitar. So 2 pots a day drinker. Todd was once twice a day now, early and evening. I was talking to my parents about this. They drink coffee just before they said they can't sleep if they don't drink coffee. So, but they're old, so. um, Al, you're in New Jersey. That is correct. I remember now that you've told me. And you're going to Muldoon's for food and drink. Well, and some karaoke. Cool. Yeah, definitely. Question of the week at some point is going to be, what is your go-to karaoke song? Hang on, have we asked that already? I can't remember. Um, yeah, my go-to karaoke song used to be "Sweet Child of Mine." Actually, I'm not saying I sang it well. I just, I did get an offer to replace Axel at one point, but that's a whole other thing. Todd, would love to raise a point with you at your fave local pub, dude. Ah, man, if you're talking to me, I'd love to have a point with you. That'd be great, with all you guys. So this is the nearest thing we can do, but at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to traveling. And I know you mentioned before, I don't think you're actually in Nashville. I think you might be nearby, maybe not too far away. But possibly next year I'm going to go to Nashville. I've got a plan for a project. I need a few things to come together for it to actually happen. But if it does, I'm going to be going to Gibson in Nashville for a little while because I want them to do something for me. Don't worry, it's paid work, so they'll do it. But yeah, I have this project in mind, and if it comes together, if there's three or four things I need to come together before I can do it, but if it happens, it's going to be very, very cool. And I'll have some time. So yeah, we meet up if you're nearby, and we'll have some pints, no problem. Because that is the greatest thing you can do is just meet people, sit around and chat and have a good time. Listen to some music. It's like there's nothing like it. So that's why we like doing it here in Ireland. And anybody who wants to join us, if you're around the Nashville area, I'll give you guys loads of warning, by the way, if I am heading that way. Now that I think on Monday, Europeans are allowed back into America, so we can plan things like that now. We weren't allowed in for for global reasons that we can't mention on YouTube. They are doing that now. So let's see. Whereabout are you in Ireland, Dave? My relatives are from Cork. That makes you half Irish. Unsure which though, left or right. It's more of a top or bottom. It's more of a top or bottom Irishness going on there. So I'll just say you're probably better off to be Irish from the bottom. Yeah, because up here doesn't work too well. But anyway, I'm from Wexford in Ireland, which is actually the opposite side of Cork on the in the south of Ireland. So it's not too far away though. It's only about 2 hours away. Cork, very nice place that I've never been to, except for the airport in Cork. I flew from there to the south of France once, and the south of France is lovely. I went to Cannes, where they host the Cannes Film Festival. I was not there for the Cannes Film Festival. It is not in a very nice place. It is. It is very weird in Cannes, the where they host that film festival. The town. It's like they have the beachfront, and it has all these fancy hotels, and like there's the beach, the sea area, and that's all looks amazing and great. And that's where they take all those photographs of the celebrities and Hollywood people when the Cannes Film Festival is on. And then you come through the streets a little bit, and there's like a train station, and it's like porno theater, porno shop, porno theater, other stuff. Yeah, it's a weird place. I don't know what the celebrities see in it. Probably the porn, I think. So yeah, I was there for a bit. I wasn't staying there. I was staying in a town very fancy, very far away. A friend of mine had an apartment. We were staying there for a week. Uh, I had just lost my job and I went on a holiday. It was 2006. Anyway, don't know why I told you that because I went to Cork to go to the airport, flew in from Cork. Anyway, there you go. This is why I run out of comments or I don't get to the comments because I ramble about stuff that doesn't need to be gone into. Dave, do you have any favorite non-English speaking bands? Um, Let me think about that. Non-English speaking bands. Uh, do Husker Du count? Or Rammstein? Probably the only two, to be honest, that I would never listen to that are non-English because I tend to have yeah, I tend to like to sing along. I'm a singer, so most of the bands that I listen to are ones that I can get the lyrics to down. I'm not a great singer. I want to point that out. I'm not like people listening to me at karaoke singing "Sweet Child of Mine" were like, "Oh, what's this guy?" I'd wait until everyone was super drunk. That's when I kill the karaoke, man. I'm up there going, yeah, let's do it. So anyway, yeah, those would be Husker Du and Rammstein, probably the only two non-English bands I speak to. In terms of favorites, they wouldn't be high up my list. I'll be honest. Um, Muldoons has a countdown to St. Patrick's Day. Well, then they better have it at 100 and no, I don't know how many days it is. St. Patrick's Day is lots of fun. Um, yeah, I once spent St. Patrick's Day in Toronto. For some reason, people weren't into it. There was no shamrocks everywhere. just it was like it wasn't happening. I was in LA once before, a week before St. Patrick's Day. Maybe it was a week after. I can't remember, but there wasn't a whole hubbub about it. I was very disappointed. I have to say, you guys need to pull your socks up in LA. Cafe Navier is my favorite coffee. It's stone ground by hand in YBKR. I have never heard of that coffee, but if you think it's good and it's stone ground by hand, that sounds awesome. An SB can drink coffee and go to bed. Well, there you go. Oh, Ybor City near Tampa, Florida. All right, cool. Good to know. Next time I'm in America, I will check it out if it can be got. I will write that down. I will then not find the note that I've written down about it. So you'll have to remind me, Todd. You'll have to remind me. You've been drinking coffee since you were 4 or so. I remember drinking coffee when I was quite young, not 4, maybe 12, 12-ish, something like that. Uh, let me see. New t-shirt design, coffee. No, coffee. I'm reading it backwards. Guitar, beer, coffee. Scott, there's something in that. There is something in that for sure. Your go-to song is Allman Brothers' Jessica. I was gonna say for karaoke. I don't know. Yeah, you have included that it's an instrumental. I like that, Al. Well done. Good job. Coffee equals cigarettes to me. Hopelessly intertwined. Beer, no problem. But 40 years of work, coffee, cigarette means I stay away from the stuff. Um, yeah, coffee used to be the same. I used to smoke, and then I gave up the smoking, but it never bothered me not having smoke with the coffee. I think I was just more addicted to the coffee than anything. I think I still am. Like I've cut back way back, but I think my body, like if I stopped, I think my body would just be like, "Nah, you're not doing that today. Sorry, bud." You're in Central Alabama. Nashville isn't too far, and I'd love to make the trip up. Used to travel to Tennessee often for business. Cool, 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 cool. Well, that is awesome, Todd. As I said, it'll be middle of next year, maybe. It might be early next year when if I can get things out. Things can move quickly, things can move slowly, you know yourself. But my plan is if the things I need to done get done, and a couple of them are out of my hands, there's a couple of things, negotiations happening, and if they come to something, then things will happen. Um, and I can get it done. It is about buying a guitar and bringing it to Gibson for some work. So it's very lots of things have to happen. First things have something has to happen that I think is very unlikely. For someone was talking to me about last week. If that happens, then I have to go and try and negotiate with this guitar or for this guitar. Then I have to go arrange things with Gibson and say I am going to. Battery has died again, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, so then I have to go to Gibson, tell them what I want to do, and then we have to see what we can come up with, and then of course it has to fit in the budget. So there's a lot to do, but maybe early next year, I think. And at some point, it won't be next year because they're not having it next year, but at some point, Summer Nam will be on the list because now I can just be like, look at my YouTube channel, give me a pass. And that was always the goal with the channel. It was one of the first things I wanted to do. So yeah, points will be had, my friend. Absolutely. Mark, New York, New York is your karaoke tune. You also have a crooner voice and a bass. All right. Hard to find stuff to sing besides 16 tons. Well, New York is quite a tune. So yeah, absolutely. Um, maybe Bono goes there. Bono goes everywhere. Does what he wants. Um, Let me just turn this camera off because it's making weird noises. It's coming back on. Anyway, I gotta get a new battery. Uh, um, Porno Graffiti, excellent album by Extreme. Is that the name of their album? It probably is. Yeah, Extreme were an interesting band for sure. A singer. What you talking about? Uh, I might have missed something. All right. Faker's Momo, guitar makes me. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but I don't blame you. I can see you doing Ramstein duets. Yeah, so it's my thing on the. Who wants to do a Ramstein duet on karaoke with me? Just blasting it out for sure. I live in northwest of Toronto, sadly. All I was in Toronto for about a week. It's a long story. It's a long, long story. I came back, liked it. I would love to go back. I was just talking about going back to Toronto or to Canada last night. Who knows? Maybe that is in the future too. Newfoundland is Ireland 2.0. Oh, quite a claim from Scott Bogfoot. How so, Scott? What? So yeah, I'd like to know what you think. Or sorry, why you think that. New England rocks the St. Patrick's Day. People take the day off and start drinking at 7 a.m. Rightly so. Yeah, it's a phenomenon. There's so many things, so many stories, so many events at St. Patrick's Day. What I will tell you is the 18th of March is a very, very quiet day around here. So just, yeah, if you're here, it's whispers only, pretty much around the whole country. I'll gladly not only remind you, but give you a tour of the place. Oh, very cool. I've got family there and visit often. Awesome, Todd. I'll definitely look forward to that. Dave, any other interests you could put on a t-shirt? I could put all of my interests on a t-shirt, for sure. I think there will be multiple t-shirts, and they will be risque, and they will be not risque, and they will be taunting, and they will be controversial. Over the years, t-shirts are going to become collector's items, but I don't know. I'll see. There will be lots of different interests going on t-shirts, I'm sure. Less coffee means stronger and better quality coffee. Yeah, except remember I said I was lazy. So yeah. John Brad, nice to see you. Dead camera, yeah, it happens. I gotta get that thing. I've ordered like three things to run live the camera to just have it plugged in. Each one has not worked. So I'm trying. I'm trying to get it, but it's just not working for some damn reason. Just know that Nashville in midsummer is hot and humid, very hot and very humid. Yeah, I know. I will be trying to. Latest I want to go there is April. So maybe I'll wait until after April if everything does come together. But we'll see. We'll see. As I said, it could be very soon, early in the year. That would be my hope. Again, waiting for lots of things to come through and see how it all goes. Um, and Todd is saying that with all due respect, Alabama is a lot hotter and much more humid. Well, in terms of that, I don't know. The most humid and hottest place I've ever been. I was in Manila in the Philippines with a film crew uh, 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and like it was the most humid thing I've ever. It was literally like being in an oven. So that's the worst I've ever experienced. I don't know how Alabama is, and plus, like not everywhere had air conditioning. I remember standing waiting for a car to come pick us up, and I think I melted, like completely melted, was gone, finished. That's it. What a nice. It was a good place. It was a cool place. Um, Anyway, let's get back into it. John, you're saying, Dave, just wanted to let you know that I watched dozens of guitar channels, but yours is one of my favorites because you're sincere and not trying to sell something all the time, like many other channels. Oh, well, John, thank you very much. Don't forget, click the link. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, I do appreciate you saying that, John. That really means a lot to me. So, thank you very much for popping that in the chat there. And hopefully we'll just keep getting better and better. So yeah, that's a great thing, nice thing for you to say. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it, guys. We've hit 40 likes on the stream today, which is cool. I think that's the first time we've hit 40. We might have hit it last week. I can't remember, but that's a great number for me. Thank you so much, and yeah, you guys have been keeping me going in the chat all night, which is cool. Um, and Scott, you're telling me Google Irish Newfoundland. Okay, so I guess because there's lots of Irish people out there. Yep, lots of Irish people headed over to Canada for over the last few years. I know that was my plan. I went out there to like planning to stay there, and then I came back after not very long for family and personal reasons. But yeah, I'll get back there someday. Probably not to stay this time though. Things have changed. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. That's from SB, not from me just yet. But yeah, thanks SB for popping by. Thanks for the jokes. Thanks for the fun you've added to the chat. Really appreciated it. It was super cool. So yeah, hopefully we will see you next week. Have a good week and take care. Manila is very like Louisiana, from what I've heard. It most likely is. From what you're telling me, it's very hot, very humid. Um, what time of year? We went one time and it was like January and it was super hot as well, but not as hot as I think it might have been April, May. Very cool place. We got to see lots of things. Some of them I can't talk about on the channel because um, you guys are all too young to hear about it, and some of the things were great. They're just great fun. There's some very scenic places in that country, and we saw a lot of it. We went to one place where they had never seen, or they hadn't seen white people in a long time, and we were getting photographs of us taken. We were getting slide pictures, people coming up to us and like saying, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" All that sort of stuff. It was a very weird experience. It was kind of like the four or five of us who were there were. It was kind of like being in a band because people were like popping out of stores to see us random people walking down the thing. It was my birthday. We went to this place that said sold chicken wings and stuff, and they had a deal on all day or all you can drink margaritas, and it worked out at like €5 or $6 or something like that. And there was like four Australian dudes and me, an Irish person. They quickly regretted having that offer that day. And we were celebrating a birthday because it was my birthday. And the we had the whole staff like trying to take our glasses all the time. If you gave up your glass, you had to pay again. So they basically were trying to take our glasses every time they refilled them. And eventually they ran out of all of the ingredients, all of them, for margaritas. And then they went out, like we saw one of them going out to just a regular store to buy like tequila and stuff. It's a good birthday. Somehow I knew that story was going to come up in the chat today. I don't know, but I was thinking about that story earlier. So there you go. Todd is saying, you got that right. Dave is the real deal. I'm so glad you guys think that because now I can start selling you everything. And it's all been a ruse. This whole time is just about convincing you I was the real deal so that I could fake it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'd appreciate that, Todd. Thanks for including that into it. Any cool bars in Manila? Lots of cool ones. The one that I mentioned, and then there was this one where dudes were chicks and chicks were dudes. A whole other story. Can't go into that. It's a copyright. Uh, anyway, do you ever play slide guitar? And if you do, raise the action and use thicker gauge strings. Or do you raise the action and use thicker gauge strings? The easy answer to that, John, is I do not. I'm often very tempted by like 1930s or 1940s slide guitars on reverb, because they tend to be not as expensive for vintage guitars. But yeah, it's one of those things. I've never really looked into it that much, so I can't answer your question. I'd imagine. Look, I don't know. If I was just doing it, I would probably lower the action. I don't know. Just go ahead and take our money, Dave. That's what I'm here for, Todd. I'm here for all the monies, all the YouTube monies. That's what I was promised when I signed up. They were like, get 10 million subscribers, you'll be rich. So anyway, guys, that's not the goal of the channel to take all your money. However, no, I'm just kidding. Here, join my YouTube course where you too can learn three chords. And if you sign up now for €999 and 99 cents, or $1,400 if we do a conversion that I just randomly made up. Then you can also learn the bonus fourth chord. So then it'll be 4-chord Dave, but that doesn't sound the same. So 3-chord Dave plus a bonus fourth. It's a bargain price, guys. Sign up right now. Link is not in the description because it's just a joke. So, anyway, no, I will not be doing any courses anytime soon. And there's nothing wrong with people who are good and do courses, like Robert Baker, as I mentioned. Absolutely brilliant guy. Definitely. Actually, I have already just signed up for his new course, so I thoroughly recommend you guys do that too. And we can all just have a laugh, playing some mobility on the fretboard. Check out Sonny Landreth slide guitar. It's on the list for tomorrow now, John, because you put it in there, so I'll be checking out all the recommendations, some great recommendations, because we did a course. I know some people have just popped in a little bit later. We did have our question of the stream. What is the best debut album of all time? Of course, for those of you who are late, my favorite debut album of all time was Appetite for Destruction. And we talked a good talk about Appetite for Destruction. A lot of Guns N' Roses fans, a lot of people enjoyed that one too. So yeah, a lot of great recommendations though. Black Sabbath mentioned a few times. What else was mentioned more than once? Metallica, lots of things. So if you do want to throw it in before we finish, we're going to finish now in just a few minutes, guys, because it is getting to that time here in Ireland where it's, 3-chord Daves go for lots of sleeps and stuff. Todd, you see there you are asking the questions that you're going to need to ask our service department. Are minor and diminished chords available for additional charges? Well, look, that just depends. Certain students will be offered opportunities to add on bonus development structures to their course. I don't know, man. That's the most fun I've ever had. I did once do a video. I'll see if I can find it for you guys. When I was in the film biz about crowdfunding, because crowdfunding was, people were taking the piss, and I thought it was hilarious, but it was just like making fun of people who were trying to raise money to actually just like buy cars and stuff. But it's easily 10 years ago. Let's see if I can find it. I think you'll enjoy it. I'll have to find it maybe for next. Oh, I got it straight away. All right, let's. So I'm going to leave you with this link in a few minutes, and you can check it out. But the guys, some people did not enjoy this video I'm going to share with you. And that's the kind of thing. I do like comedy. I do like making fun of things. So making fun of guitar courses, it's high on the list. Maybe someday I'll just do a video. And if you see me doing a comedy video on the channel, please support it and like it. Not because I want to do those all the time, but because it will be just annoying to a lot of people, and people will kick back against it, I am sure. So just help me out with that one. I don't know. Maybe we'll just keep it to live streams. But here you go. I think you can see that in the stream or in the chat. Don't watch it till after the stream, because if I watch it, every time I watch it, I crack up. So it's because of myself. It was a long time ago, and I had a different look, obviously. Badfink, have you ever seen Lil Wayne play the guitar? Yeah, and I actually think I'm better than him, to be quite honest with you. So I'm quite proud of that. So all right, cool. We're checking in on you guys. It's 8 p.m. where Badfink is. It is 9:30 where Scott Bogfoot is. So you guys have a little bit of time to go. And of course, your daylight savings hasn't kicked in. So next week you'll be an hour earlier. So let's keep that on the thing. 11 CDs for a penny. I like that. I like that deal. That's a good one. Was that playing guitar? Yeah. For what? For doing the class? Yeah, for sure. The lessons, the professional guitar course, playing guitar. Yeah. Is there a fan club? Not yet. It's on the way. Probably a 2022 addition to the course for an extra $49.99 per month. You can be in the 3-chord Dave fan club. You will get an extra like 10 minutes advance screening of all my YouTube videos for $49.99 a month. 10 minutes early, all my videos will be up. And if you're really good about it and you go the extra mile for $59.99, you can get a 15-minute preview of my video. So it'll be out 15 minutes early for fan club members only. I'm taking it too far now, aren't I? Scott, you can't steal my idea and do it first. Damn it. But feel free. We should collaborate. That's what we should do. We should collaborate on it, make it just awesome. This has been super fun and needed it badly after the last couple of days. Tomorrow you'll be 53 and I got 2 family members at death's door. It's been a hard week. Thank you, everyone. Peace. Todd, we wish you all the best. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy birthday for tomorrow. As I said, hopefully the sun will shine. Well wishes to your family members. I hope, there's some positivity, but glad we could share the evening with you. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we made you smile a little bit. And have a great night. Take care now. And we'll see you soon, hopefully. Facebook page. John, there is a Facebook page. It's in the links or in the description below. I'll be honest with you, I'm very poor with updating it, but it's there. All the best, Todd. Mr. Goofy. I think it's Mr. Goofy. First time following live. Great. To be repeated. Thank you. That's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, look, we're hitting the 2-hour mark, so I think we'll wrap it up there. And I appreciate every single one of you for joining. Thank you to everybody who came along and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and commented and was joining in the chat. Really means a lot to me. It really, really does. Thanks for checking out the videos and so forth. I'll have another one, at least one this week. Tuesday. I'm aiming to get one out on Thursday as well. I'm also going to try some new things with YouTube over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for some shorter things. And next Saturday, 10 p.m. Irish time. Same time, back to usual for everybody. We'll be here again for Chord Dave Live. So yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. As it always is. Try and get the camera working for the whole time next week as well. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourself and be well. All right, see you guys.